Hello everyone, Void Ranger coming at you from the Great Dark Beyond today with a review for the Deluxe Kyurenoh from Uchu Sentai Kyuranger. So, disclaimers, all that kind of stuff. I've never seen a single episode of Sentai. I've never seen Kyuranger. I was just really struck by the aesthetic and the designs and the suits, and I don't know a thing about the story or the lore or anything like that, just basic stuff. I just really like this toy and all the other mecha, so I bought it, and I bought some other ones, and yeah. So as of this recording, the rumored Sentai for adaptation in 2021 as Power Rangers is Ryu Soldier, but I hope one day Kyuranger comes over so I can get figures of all those awesome suits and all that kind of stuff. So now that that's out of the way, I'm going to try and be as accurate as possible as I can with names. I might say something incorrectly, so I apologize. And, you know, I might get tiny little details wrong, but it should be simple enough for me to handle. But that said, let's get started. Up here you have the Kyutama, which not super sure, like I said, of the lore of them, but I know that they go into the morpher / changer. They make a bunch of sounds on that. Presumably that's how they morph. I don't have a morpher or the changer or whatever it's called, but I would suggest checking out actually Dawson Rider's review of this set, because he shows off all the those sounds and everything, and it could be quite informative for you if that's something you're looking forward to. But this is kind of a weird design, but weird in a good way to me. I really like the Kyutama. I'm not usually a huge fan of the gimmicks, so to speak. I guess it depends on the season, but like sometimes I think we get kind of too many auxiliary Zords and that kind of thing. But I really like these, and each one corresponds with a different ranger, and it's just neat. We'll get to it, but this one, we're going to start actually descending. We're going to start with Kyutama 9, which is for the Kajiki Voyager, which I'm pretty sure a Kajiki is just a swordfish, but we're going to use the proper names here. But if you can kind of see it here, the lighting's not super good where it's at, but you should be able to make it out. I don't know what it's supposed to be on its own, but when you rotate it, it forms a swordfish. So that's kind of cool. And then it attaches to the back of the actual mech. But I'm going to still call them a Zord, or Zords. I'm sorry, I'm not a purist, I don't care. I'll use their Japanese names where appropriate, but I'm just never going to train myself to say mecha. So, but it's a very simple Zord. I like the yellow on it. One thing I don't like on each one is the gray. And I'll show you something on the red one when we get there. But the gray is very kind of bland. As much as I like how this Zord looks and just kind of comes together, I wish the silver was metallic or had sparkles in it or something. It's just kind of bland and bare bones, but it does have really good detail in it. And having recently had to replace stickers on another Zord, I really appreciate that they don't have stickers anymore, and it's just kind of baked in there. So it's a swordfish. It looks cool. It gets the job done, and it's pretty simple. So there you go. Next is Kyutama 7, which is for the chameleon. I'm not sure how well this is picking up. I'm sure it's fine, but if you rotate it around, you get a full chameleon. And hopefully you can see it. Like, these things reflect light, and then the lighting is kind of odd. I can probably move it up a little bit closer. Let's see. But, I mean, it's a chameleon. And I really like chameleon Zords, even though I don't like lizards very much. But pretty simple. Pretty much the same as Kajiki over here. You just pop it onto the back. The chameleon Zord has this neat bronze. it's shiny, like, which is weird to me because there's a little bit of sparkle in it. I don't know how well it'll pick up. Like I said, I wish they had done that for the gray. It's got really good details. I just really like how this looks. He doesn't really, neither of them have any kind of posability or anything, but Chameleon, you can open the mouth and, like a good chameleon, stick out the tongue to grab things, presumably. So that's it. That's what he does. That's him. So, or in this case, it's her because it's a female Green Ranger, which is awesome. So next up on the list is, I'm not sure I'm going to get it, but the Uchu Voyager, which is a bull or a Taurus or something. So it's pretty neat looking. It's black. My one complaint with the Kyutama, though, is when I looked at pictures of it from the show, is that these balls were very shiny, almost like Christmas ornaments, which I wish they could have captured a little bit more in this, but I understand why they couldn't. They needed to be translucent for when the lighting mechanisms are turned on in the toy itself. So whatever. I really can't tell in this small screen if you can see what's there, but if you rotate it, you get the Uchi, the bullhead. You get it. I want to say, and I could be wrong, so feel free to correct me or whatever, but like when it's not turned, this is like the home world, because I feel like these Rangers are from different planets and stuff. That could have been just something I made up in my sleep. I don't know. But you plug it in here. And actually, I think it... No, it does not. I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe? I never actually keep them in individual forms, but I guess they don't go in that way. Huh. So, he's got wheels on him so he can roll around, which is neat, because you can see in his treads and stuff, they don't move, but he's got a lot of wheels. Would have been nice if that happened, but it did not. His black is black, so it's kind of whatever, and the red is there, but he's got a lot of that gray paint on him, and yeah, he's just black and gray. His mouth does open, so you can make him roar, whatever you want to do, and his horns move, so you can play with that as well. But like I said, he rolls, and as we've discussed plenty of times on here, this backing doesn't really allow them to roll very well, but you get the idea. So next is the Okami Voyager. Now, as a gamer, I've played Okami many times, which is a wolf, and I'm not fluent in Japanese at all. So I don't know if you actually say Okami and it just starts with 2 O's, or if it's the Ukami, whatever. It's probably my favorite one of these 5 as far as designs. And you rotate that around and you get a wolf's face, which is cool. The camera does not want to track it, probably because it's so dark, but it's there. I mean, I'll be able to tell in when I put this on the PC, and this is recording in 4K, so hopefully it's picking it up, but I don't know. But you take this and you just plug it in like all the other ones. He has a mouth that opens. He's got neat yellow here, and the fur is actually detailed, which is cool. I like it. A little bit of red, a lot of that gray. You could move his leg or his head up, because he forms a leg, and he technically forms an arm too, to make him like howl, which is neat because wolves would do that. He has back leg articulation, but not really, because there's a bar here and you couldn't really do anything with it. It's just for the transformation. But he's probably my favorite design out of all of these. I just really like the detail on him. And the blue, the shade of blue used here is fantastic. So the big star of the show, I mean the big boy, is red. And I'm kind of going out of order because you know what this is at this point. It is the red Shishi. I have a small speech impediment that comes out every now and then, so I get tongue-tied easily. That was my laying on the couch psychiatry counseling moment. But you rotate this, you get a lion's face. It's pretty cool. And And it actually goes there, which is nice. But he's really detailed. He's got some arm, front paw articulation, but you can't really, like, I guess you could do that. I don't know. His mouth sorta opens, but not really. They're all spaceships. At least that's how I interpret it. They're called Voyagers, which makes sense that they would be spaceships, which is awesome. I love it. He's got good detailing, but like I said, the gray is kind of bland. But right here, like his claws, they're glittery or metallic or whatever the hell you want to say that is. But it would have been fantastic if that was on that silver. Same here. This gold has the same design, same look. Let's see if I can do this. But here, I'm going to try and raise this up and see if we can pick up more light. Probably not, but we'll see. But yeah, you've got some good detailing, great paint jobs. I mean, it does look very nice in public person. And he's got these little laser cannons or thrusters, I guess. They look like lasers to me. But you can kind of see like where things are going to connect. So it kind of gives it away. There's also right here, it's on. I guess I can turn it off. But this is the power switch for the electronics. So now, Shishi Voyager. Now you can see like that's how it works, pretty much. The thing I don't like, and we're going to get into this in the transformation, it's neat how they connect. The Kyutamas go into here and then the ones on the bottom. And there are the standard peg ports here. But I do find that the limbs kind of don't get the greatest connection. I guess just because of how it's just one and not a full connection or whatever. So I find that this one kind of comes apart a little easily, but we'll get there. But we'll go ahead and start the transformation and get that over with. It's pretty easy for Shishi. You fold down the cannons here, or the lasers or whatever they are, and then rotate the arms back. And for now, I'm just going to leave him there, just like that. Uchi, or however you say his name, you fold his back legs down, you fold them up, or his head up, and he's done. Ukami does the same thing, fold his head up, fold the legs down, or his back legs, and then you just snap them in. The nice part about this is when you have the other pieces, these are highly interchangeable, so you can kind of make up your own combination, all that kind of stuff. But for now, we're going to just stick with, I guess, the main combo. So that part's done. We're going to scroll up here, and then Kajiki is also the sword, which is appropriate considering it's a swordfish, but it does not have a transformation. It's literally plug and play like USB. Done. And the chameleon is very simple too. You just fold that forward, and then you're done with that. I do like simple combinations sometimes, but I also like, I don't want to say complex, but I like to see them change looks a lot. This one is not one that does that, but like I said, you can mix and match a lot of stuff. So it kind of balances out. But then here, you just rotate the head around, and then you pull his face down. And you have Kyurenoh. I mean, that's it. That's what he does. So he looks awesome. I think it looks really great. He's kind of tinier than I expected, which I guess makes sense because when you start to combine him with the other mecha or Zords or whatever from this series, they do get kind of bulky, so it makes sense that you have to kind of slide it down. But he looks cool. Like, I mean, he looks kind of like you'd expect him to. And he has, I wouldn't say decent articulation, but you can rotate his arms up and down, that kind of thing. I'm not familiar with the attack names, but I know he can slice with his swordfish, and then he can grapple with the chameleon, and I'm sure he can do some kind of charge. I think it said that he can do a charge kick, but he looks cool. There's lights and sounds. You heard the sounds. I'm actually going to turn the light off in here so you can see the lights light up, and I'm hoping I can show you the other neat part and one of my favorite things about this. Despite not liking lights and sound very much, it kind of facilitates something I do enjoy. So, lights out, you're good. You can kind of see the lights from my room, but let's see. We're going to push the button. I have no idea what he's saying, but you can see that he lights up, which is cool. And then there's like a mini game. I don't understand how to play it. I think you got to hold it down. There we go. Well, he just said his name. There we go. Not sure what the name of the game is. I guess kids can guess what color it's going to land on. But you hit it again, and it slows down. Like Simon, maybe? Boom. So it didn't... Oh, maybe I can show you... Oh, it went away. But if you look in here, if I can get it to focus, you can actually see there's a hologram in there with the Rangers in their cockpits, which I love. I love cockpits on Zords. I love seeing where they pilot them. But what I really appreciate, if we can get it over here to see, is that each one is the actual Ranger that would be in there. It's not just like a generic humanoid figure. It's the right one. So Shishi Ranger, I think, I'm not great with these names, I apologize, but like each one, the Yellow Ranger is the yellow one in that Kyutama. It's unique for each one, which is fantastic. So I would definitely recommend this. I think this set is gorgeous. I love it. Absolutely worth the purchase. I have no idea if this will ever come to America, and I would really find that disappointing because there's just so much possibility there with a huge Ranger team. I believe there's 12. So many different figures just that are so unique looking to me. My icon, Void Ranger, is actually designed with the Kyuranger aesthetic in mind because I just loved it so much. And I really think Kyurenoh is awesome. I also think the rest of the line is awesome. So expect more reviews to be posted at some point. They might already be if you're watching this in the future, but we'll get to the combinations and all that kind of stuff eventually. But I really do recommend this if you like the design or anything. At first I was kind of like, oh, that's weird, but it's weird in such a good way. It looks so cool. So that's it for this review. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check me out on Instagram at Old God Machinations and on Twitter at OG Machinations. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate that, and for your time, thank you. And I will see you next time. Bye.